So bring it on. Hype, expectation, emotion. The game yet to kick off. The excitement already palpable. And the mood is boisterous. It is a perfect ambience for the central characters who are ready now to perform. So things are underway. What a throw in. Lampard running at top gear. Tries to pass it through. Oh, that's a fine interception. Now it's Bojan. And it's Lampard. Lahm gets into a good position.
Frank Rijkaard can really make his presence felt. A superb defender who became an iconic midfield anchorman.
And what's more, a remarkably good strike rate, actually.
Very true. Just another level of his expertise, Peter, but his reading of the game, for me, is masterful.
Messi. Good read, needed to be.
Bullet.
Galatasaray have had the ball in promising areas, but nothing to show for it.
You can never be short of runners into space, as long as the space left behind is filled.
Oh, sweet feet. In towards the back stick. Rijkaard is there, and he can get that clear. Guardiola.
Yeah, we're actually currently watching a contest of insipid probing. The only way is up, I hope.
Van Basten. That's going wide left. Engages and forces him off the ball. Well, the defence proved infallible then, but that won't be the last they'll see of him. It's played through for him. Ronaldo picks it up out wide. Lahm delivers. And it's safely in the keeper's hands. And it's Bellingham. That's a good block, but at the expense of a corner.
Well, height could make all the difference on these set pieces.
He leaps for it! Goal! Galatasaray! And Galatasaray have the lead! Certain, searing and imperious.
So well played, Peter. Did a great job keeping sight of the ball. Made a classic move and met it perfectly.
And it's been given away. Madrid are inclined to exhibit a more cavalier approach to the game, Jim.
Yeah, possession-based football can be expansive and stylish, provided you have enough ballers in your team and someone who can dictate the tempo. It's not a style that anyone can necessarily play easily, Peter.
And he's quick to return it. Otto finding himself in space. Terrific effort! Oh, crossbar! Firm header just off target.
He did so well there, it's just a shame about the accuracy.
Guardiola is always scanning the pitch for targets. And if you have just joined us, still just one goal between them. And the score is 1-0. That's going right the way across. Otto receives it in a good position. Getting up there! He's got a goal! A quite incredible spell. They are flying. What a header. flashed in with the crispest of contacts.
He did so well there, attacking the ball the way he did. He got a strong forehead behind that one.
Things starting to look very comfortable.
Well, now's the time you can afford to be more daring, Peter. It may be tempting to sit on this, but I'd say go and grab a third.
Odo looking to play him in. Pullet has a look up. Impressive jump. Euphoria, utopia, and they are cavorting. And there it is, his 10th goal, his first mini milestone. Pick that one out. It was a bullet.
Yeah, it all came from some really smart movement, Peter. Did the defence let themselves down by not picking him up? I think the boss won't be amused.
3-0, and things are starting to look awfully cosy.
I think there's been a greater menace to everything they've been doing during this spell, one that they hope will continue.
This is a promising build-up. Oh, Cristiano Ronaldo! It's a goal! They are purring, truly purring. And he stuck it away as if laser-guided.
Just way too good, Peter. The keeper was never going to stop it.
And now he has two.
Has been indicated.
Galatasaray are having a ball here. Cross is blocked, and that's a corner. And this could be the final action of the first half. And that is expertly dealt with. Now it's Hullet. Takes aim and crosses. Ronaldo finds himself offside. And that is the end of the first half. Staggering, just staggering. Not in their wildest dreams would they have expected a half-time scoreline like this.
Well, for me, it's a lead that's thoroughly deserved, Peter. They've been quicker to pretty much everything so far. The only thing you've got to wonder is, how taxing is this for the players? How long can they keep it up for? Are we going to see a fade in this second half?
Galatasaray have had it all their own way so far then, and they go in at the break in an utterly dominant position. We're already back up and running after half-time.
Coming on the field, number 30,
Pullet.
number 42, Toure.
Oh, it's played into the area, and he's there to clear it. Right back.
Just too much pressure. Had to go that way. Unwatu really was well marshalled there because he was denied the opportunity to turn.
And this is Ronaldo. And it's Lam. Cross to the back post.
Oh, how that cross missed everyone is an absolute mystery to me. It warranted a finishing touch.
Galatasaray, different to some extent this half. Details of the changes to come soon.
Well, I think it's the perfect time to make a change.
Alexander-Arnold. Oh, and they're quick to press here, right on top of them. Looking for the run. Lam. Bout of passing here, really easy on the eye. Played out towards the right wing. That's going across. Oh, good effort!
That's just playing it safe and simple.
Oh, he's been caught on it here! Messi. Oh, shooting chance! Upamecano with the clearance. Upamecano attempts a clearance. And he goes cross-field. Another pass just keeps it ticking over. Decent chance! It's loose and there's a race for the ball. Alexander-Arnold. Galatasaray perhaps contemplating their next change here. Adams. And that's another good win of the ball. Hullet. And it's Otto. Guardiola. That's really well cleared. Looking for options for movement. That pass isn't the best. Cristiano Ronaldo. Currently being consciously targeted.
Well, he's profited handsomely already in this match, and at last their sense of danger has brought them to a possible solution.
Well seen, saw that coming.
That's great positioning, so good from him.
Good defending, albeit from an unexpected source.
Yeah, listen, we often get critical of a forward's tackle, but that was squeaky clean.
Not the most accurate pass. Hullet, renowned for his long-range shooting. He's on it, can he get away? And no, that was never going to make it. But it is clear to see that he is not at all happy with that.
Well, the pass wasn't good enough, and he knows it.
Half an hour gone in the second half. Vieira does well to get it back. Well played, that has snuffed out the danger. He's a sharp little ball here. Oh, well played. Guardiola. Ball played for Rijkaard. Lahm. Vieira looking to pass their way up the pitch. And he's picked it up out wide. That's tidy. Lahm plays it in.
There's much frustration as to the lack of a touch to finish that off.
Madrid can now introduce the first of their substitutes.
Yeah, it's about time I think we saw some activity from the bench, but it's debatable as to what level of impact can be made from here. It's pretty late.
Guardiola. Now it's Van Basten. Ronaldinho is wide and looking to get onto this. Lahm. Just 5 minutes remaining now.
That will annoy the manager. They're making themselves too predictable here.
And that interception was most necessary.
That was well played, well stopped.
Now that looks a decent ball. And this is Messi. Schmeichel claims it. Safe hands. He's going to have to tune his rangefinder before the next one. Lahm. And that is that. So a real showpiece win. This stop was simply far too clever for their opponents, and despite... Well, what a sight this is. The colour, the choreography, the camaraderie. The fans have pulled out all the stops to make this a monumental occasion. Colours vivid and vibrant, songs loud and proud. The tone for this game is well and truly set. So straight into the action. Now it's Marlon. Looks to the other side.
I'll be accused of bias here, but I can't overlook the great professional that is Javier Zanetti.
How's that bias, Jim? He just has the lot. He has such class, doesn't he?
That's it, a oozler of class and an example to all aspiring footballers.
Otto, just like so many of his contemporaries, is proving very good at driving forward. Vieira gets across and deals with it. Lahm delivers. He leaps for it! It's in!
Well, once more, it's him, and we can't be surprised because his instinct for doing this is incredible.
What a header! Flashed in with the crispest of contacts.
Well, you've always got that threat when he's around. Great movement, and what a great header.
So the game's first significant moment, and it's come earlier than perhaps we anticipated. Lahm. So just the one early goal to report so far, and the score is 1-0. No, that's been intercepted. Gullit is offering some sort of an apology there.
Clearly is miffed, having made the run and not get picked out.
Berbatov. Cherki. Lahm gets across to intercept that. Cherki. And he cuts out the supply. Berbatov. And Cherki. Donatoni. And Cherki. Neither of these two want to come off second best. And it's Soboslai. Szoboszlai. And Cherki. Berbatov shapes to shoot! Gullit. Distributed tidily. And it's Lahm. McKennie. Gehi. And it's Zanetti. Cherki. Now it's Marlon. In with the challenge. Lahm is looking to influence the game from out wide. And it's Gullit. Otto. Lahm has created one goal already. Now it's Berbatov. McKennie. For Szoboszlai. Cherki. Passing is crisp and sharp. And it's Soboslai. Oh, facing up to his adversary, this is a formidable matchup. Otto. Otto. Vieira. Passes coming off in quick succession here. And it's Lampard. Lahm has it in a wide position.
Well, that has caused disappointment to some.
Oh, he's been caught napping! Great ball, and he's in. There's the shot! And that's what you call inspired goalkeeping.
Really anticipated that well, didn't he?
1-0 here just before the break, and it looks as though it's going to stay that way for now. Gullit. Koller. Oh, no joy this time. Szoboszlai. Donatoni. That has been cut short. And it's Lampard. What a throw in. Rudiger. And it's Zanetti. And Cherki opts for safety. And it's Soboslai. And the whistle goes for half-time. Been no shortage of industry or intent thus far. A little inspiration and inventiveness perhaps the only things lacking. Galatasaray coming in at half-time, leading by 1-0.
Yeah, I like the fact that there was a genuine flow to this game, as well as intent. But I can't help feeling that their efforts deserved that little bit more.
Galatasaray leading via the game's only goal, 1-0 at the break. So we're straight back at it at the start of the second half.
Galatasaray definitely want to carry on in a similar manner, although I would exercise some caution, Peter. You wouldn't want to leave yourself open in the early minutes trying to kill this off.
Zanetti cuts out the pass. Some really good ball movement. That's going across goal. And a header! Defending of the desperate variety. It's Lampard! Off the post! No, just not quite.
We're talking fine margins, very fine margins.
McKennie, Donadoni, Bellingham. Pullet never out of the action for very long. Well, that pass surprised everyone, and not in a good way. Cherki and Zanetti. Cherki engages and forces him off the ball. Galatasaray just about have their noses in front. It is the slenderest of leads. Pullet. Quick look, the impressive jump. Firm header just off target.
That's a great attempt, although he clearly feels he should have done better with it.
Now it's Marlon. Szoboszlai. Odo currently being consciously targeted.
Yeah, and they've got to be careful, Peter, that they don't allow their attempt to snuff out the threat now to turn into indiscipline.
And that should get the job done. Your impression so far, Jim?
Well, I think it's pretty clear. The message is to get the job done, and the sooner the better.
Lahm. He's looking wide. And it's Lahm. He's picked his way through, looking for the towering header! Firm header, just off target.
He did so well there, it's just a shame about the accuracy.
Zanetti. And Cherki. Shin to shin, bicep to bicep, and he wins out. Lahm. Bellingham. Played out wide. Brilliantly cut out. McKennie. Szoboszlai. Berbatov. And Cherki. Cherki gets on his bike and on the move. Pullet can be a real threat inside the box. Lahm tries to pass it through, and it's Lahm. It's a really well-measured ball. Odo receives it in a wide position. An instinctive... He's rising! Firm header just off target.
And he did so well to get himself there. What a good effort. They've got a healthy number of very tall targets to pick out from this corner.
He's got plenty of space out wide here. It's their second corner of the game. Taken goal. And that Within sight of the finish line. Picked that one out. It was a bullet.
Yeah, it all came from some really smart movement, Peter. Did the defence let themselves down by not picking him up? I think the boss won't be amused.
Things starting to look very comfortable.
Well, that's pretty much sealed it now, and surely, Peter, we're not going to see any complacency after that.
That looks a good ball through. Can he finish? Zanetti gets it clear. Now it's Berbatov. Lahm. Nicely weighted ball. Oh, super ball! Lampard unable to make it happen for all his good intentions. Donadoni did well to emerge with the ball. That's a contest to keep an eye on. That'll be a throw. Final checks on the touchline. A change about to occur.
I think you have to admire his willingness to keep plugging away, but the manager has done him a big favour, I think, by taking him off. You know, he was looking very, very leggy.
Tries to get it clear, bumps him off it and wins back the ball, and it's Cristiano Ronaldo. Berbatov, and that has put paid to that.
There will be 3 minutes added time.
That's a little off target. Rudiger. And it's McKennie. And Donadoni.
That will annoy the manager.
And that will be it. It's a super show all round. Both sides doing their best to impose themselves, but one evidently undeniable. Well, what a sight this is. The colour, the choreography, the camaraderie. The fans have pulled out all the stops to make this a monumental occasion. There's nothing quite like match day, especially here. This crowd doesn't do ordinary, and we should be in for something very special. We are just getting started.
We're talking a genuinely stylish player here in Frank Rijkaard. You're not arguing with that, Jim, are you?
No, I've got to totally agree with every word you just said. As holding midfielders go, he is one of the very best. Nothing phases him.
Bellingham. Cute ball now, how can he reach it? Foot in. Ronaldinho, unable to make it happen for all his good intentions. That's beautifully weighted. Rijkaard. Serginho. Neither of the teams has yet taken the initiative. Costa Curta. That has not gone well. And it's Vieira. Hullet. Knocks it out wide. And he's had it nicked away. That's really well cleared. Lahm. Rijkaard producing a good steal there, showing a good level of alertness. Costa Curta.
Yeah, we're actually currently watching a contest of insipid probing. The only way is up, I hope.
He is through here. Serginho will not want to lose out here, not against this opponent. Oh, Ronaldinho! Goal! The invitation was clear, and it was accepted with the utmost glee.
Well, from a defensive perspective, Peter, that's a really poor one to give away. Yes, the movement was very good, but the defence made it way too easy.
So the first goal of the game.
Yeah,
And a header! And that's in! That is remarkable! All square in a matter of moments!
well, going behind has simply triggered a collective determination to hit back, and they merit nothing less.
A really thumping header, absolutely crashes it in.
He did so well there, attacking the ball the way he did. He got a strong forehead behind that one.
We're looking at a different game now.
Well, there's resilience for you, Peter. As a side, they never lost focus despite the setback, and this is thoroughly merited. For me, now they can go one better, possibly.
Serginho is always looking to play quality balls. Quick look, thought about cutting inside. Tries to... Oh, great leap! Firm header, just off target.
He did so well there, it's just a shame about the accuracy.
Could be danger here. Can he finish? Goal! Galatasaray! And the comeback is complete. And that is a genuine ground-eat-me-up moment.
Well, you've got to give him credit for pressing so quickly there.
Galatasaray leading now.
Well, that's really winded the opposition. You can see their manager screaming on the touchline, telling his team to calm down. But they'll need to do that pretty quickly. It's composure from here.
Otto. And it's played in. Oh, good effort! And it's hit the woodwork and out! And he's there to get it away.
Well, that's good defending. He squeezed the play and he gave him no chance to get on the turn.
Messi in acres of space out wide. Lam did well to emerge with the ball. That's a contest to keep an eye on. Looks to the other side.
Good switch, that.
Galatasaray couldn't do a whole lot with it there. They could do with more sharpness in their passing. Lam. Bout of passing here, really easy on the eye. Serginho. Ronaldinho can so cleverly bypass the press. And it's Otto. And that's aimed into the middle. That's a decent clearance. Bellingham.
Teremos minuto de acréscimo.
Roberto Carlos. And Serginho. Now it's Bellingham. And he's managed to get free. Well, now here's a good battle, bicep to bicep. That's the end of the first 45. Galatasaray have done it in good style. Forced to come from behind, they find themselves in front at half-time, which is, for them, more or less ideal. The midway point of the game.
Oh, what a half, Peter. What a half. It really has had a bit of everything. Two sides going tooth and nail, trying to win this from the off. If only all games could serve this up.
Galatasaray leading, but only just 2 on the scoreline. Back on the way then. Spread it left. Well read, nice interception. And here's Lampard. Lahm has it in a wide position. Gullit finds himself offside. Into the channel. Lahm. Now the ball. Impressive jump! And that was very necessary. Gullit. And it's made its way to him. Delivered across. Roberto Carlos, very much a man of this moment. Serginho receives it in a wide position. Thuram. Bellingham, who's set up one goal so far. And it's Lampard. Now it's Cristiano Ronaldo. It's Van Dijk. Bellingham. Now it's Ronaldinho. Distributed tidily. Neither of these two want to come off second best. Lahm does really well to win the ball there. Van Dijk. Quarter of an hour into the second half. Well played. That has snuffed out the danger. Knocks it into space. That looks a good ball through. Van Basten. Schmeichel breathes a sigh of relief as he gets his hands on the ball.
Well, that's certainly more like it. They can't let the intensity drop now, Peter.
There is an irresistible, irrepressible look about them here.
You know, the interest value in this game might just take off from here.
And this is Van Basten. And it's Lampard. Bellingham. Vieira. Guardiola with the clearance. Oh, he's done very well to take that back. Costa Curta can get it clear. Bellingham. Now Costa Curta. And it's Messi. Guardiola tries to clear. And they're quick to get it back. I think that's offside. Yes, it is. Galatasaray can now introduce the first of their substitutes.
Well, he's going to inject a nice bit of pace into that front line, Peter, so I can see him making those runs in behind.
Opts for safety. Costa Curta. Galatasaray perhaps contemplating their next change here. That has ended up in no man's land.
Bragantino really might just end up kicking themselves after that. That could well have been it.
Ronaldinho. He's had a fair tumble under that challenge. He's a sharp little ball here. Oh, that's a key interception. Rijkaard. Ronaldinho, given the lift of his goal. And here's Cristiano. It's Cristiano Ronaldo! Oh, that is rather wayward.
I think it's a very fair effort, Peter, considering he didn't have much in the way of space to play with.
That's a risky ball, you've got to say. Roberto Carlos. He's got away. Chance to deliver. Koundé. Bellingham. Well, that looks a decent ball. Can he get onto this? And that's a throw-in. Well, there is some activity down on the touchline. It seems there's going to be a change.
Well, his stamina was called into question then, but there's absolutely nothing wrong with his heart and the efforts he put in. He was very willing, though, not quite able.
Quality ball.
I thought it was going to happen then. How many more chances can they realistically?
Onuachu, he tries a shot! Oh, good finish! And that is what they came to see, what they demanded to see. His first. The lightness of step, the sharpness of movement, the certainty of finish.
Oh, that's wonderful to see. The run was explosive, the finish exquisite.
So is that the decisive goal? Not much in the way of time remaining.
Well, that's a really bitter blow. I think it's going to be very hard for them to find the character to respond from that.
Now, can they get him away? Pullet plays it in. That has been knocked clear. Oh, the ball's run loose here. Ødegaard. Ronaldinho. And we're done. Galatasaray have won it by sheer force of character as winning team. Well, what a scene we have here. There's a real expectant buzz in the stadium and the players on the pitch are raring to go any minute now. Expectations and decibels both rising fast here. Things are heating up and we'll be getting underway very soon. Towering header! He will be livid with himself. Played out wide. He's found a way through. Otto just loves to go forward whenever he can. Now it's Ronaldinho. He's got away. Oh, now here's an interesting matchup. Looking to play him in. Oh, he's shapes to shoot! What a wonderful goal!
Well, talk about a real rude awakening. It's almost as if the defence saw nothing coming. They just didn't anticipate, on heels rather than toes.
Juve duly reaps his reward, kept his cool whilst the defence lost their bearings.
Well, I admire players who do that because they just don't give up on anything.
Galatasaray are already chasing the game. They didn't envisage that. So what can they make of this? Juve Stood his ground strongly. Lovely bit of skill. It'll be a throw-in. Danny Olmo. And no, he's seen through all of that. That is lovely. And it's Olmo. Well, the chip pass hasn't quite come off. And played cross-field, changing the point of attack.
That's a cracking pass to stretch the opposition.
Otto. Nicely weighted ball. And this is Hullet. Cross is blocked, and that's a corner.
Well, height could make all the difference on these set pieces.
Oh, that's wonderful alertness. And now they can spring out of defence. Elects to cross. Oh, good effort! And he hits the net! They have done it! They have their equaliser!
Well, it looks like we have ourselves a real game here now, Peter. They've been rewarded for their courage, for their attitude, for their application, and now they'll want another.
Certain, searing, and imperious.
So well played, Peter. Did a great job keeping sight of the ball. Made a classic move and met it perfectly.
Galatasaray restore parity.
This is exactly the kind of contest you'd expect when you have so much class from both sides.
Terrific effort! Goal! Galatasaray! They've done it! It was coming! They have their reward! A really thumping header, absolutely crashes it in.
Well, you've always got that threat when he's around. Great movement, and what a great header.
Galatasaray have their lead.
And things are much healthier in their favour. Mind you, you would have thought that when the last one went in.
And here's Thuram. Aimed beyond the defence. Just about midway through the first half, and it has been an engaging watch. 30 minutes gone. Rijkaard. Looking for options for movement. Hullet. Lampard plays the game a step ahead of almost anyone. Now Otto. Hullet. And it's Otto. Otto tries a cross. Collar gets flagged offside. Now it's Thuram. DiMarco pinches it off him. Coming up to half-time, leading, and things are looking pretty good. Flashes getting up there! And yes, it's there! They are purring, truly purring. Pick that one out. It was a bullet.
He did so well there, attacking the ball the way he did. He got a strong forehead behind that one.
Galatasaray go up by 2 and are looking good.
They've seen the light, and the opposition have been left in the dark.
Tries to cross. No messing about, just bludgeoned away. Van Dijk. Out towards the flank. Lahm delivers. Galatasaray have their second corner now. That's a decent clearance.
There will be 3 minutes added time.
Well, he's going to be disappointed with that.
Juve. And this is Ronaldinho. He's picked his way through. Look at the space here. Vieira. Lahm. Van Dijk. And the referee has signalled for half-time.
Galatasaray are 2 up, and on the balance of things, I would say deservedly so. They had a very coherent game plan, and if they are allowed to continue in the same vein, I can only see the margin getting bigger.
Please welcome everyone.
Galatasaray claiming the lion's share of the 4 goals, up by 3-1 at half-time. So we're straight back at it at the start of the second half. Ronaldinho. And he's picked out the run. Galatasaray can breathe again, just.
Yeah, they showed a vulnerability until the move was stifled. That'll have stirred a little concern.
Oh, that looks a cracking ball.
Been there, done that, unfortunately. You immediately want to have another go. Believe me on that.
He's a sharp little ball here. Now it's Reinders. Crosses it in. Bullish header! And that's in! Just as they wanted it, just when they wanted it. Satisfyingly simple. There's almost a sense of beauty to this.
Yeah, it all came from some really smart movement, Peter. Did the defence let themselves down by not picking him up? I think the boss won't be amused.
Oh, good play! Well taken goal. And he is just ripping it up. Collar at his razor-sharp best there.
Yeah, he showed great reactions there. Right place, right time, easy pickings.
And there was his third, and boy, he looks the business, doesn't he just?
Well, talk about being on top of your game. Everything seems to be coming off for him.
Galatasaray now in a position far more desirable.
Well, everything is going to plan, Peter. A day for a regular managerial heartbeat, at least for one.
And it's Otto. In towards the back stick. Marquinhos gets it clear. Bellingham. In once, he leaps for it! It's loose now and they want to get it back. And he's there to get it away.
Well, Peter, just see here how a lot of the attacking players aren't dropping back anymore.
And that means just one thing, I suppose.
Yeah, they just simply want to engage the counter-attack.
It's a really well-measured ball. So the manager can make a change for the first time in the game here. Mbappe. Otto. And it's Rijkaard. Saliba. Now DiMarco. Now it's Reinders. And it's Lahm. There's the crossfield ball. And it's Otto. Otto puts... And a header!
No, not the best of headers.
Not the most convincing of passes. Not the most accurate pass. That's a sharp pass. This is good pressing, they're not short on bodies. Collier. There's the man who is effectively the team's security policy.
Bellingham.
This is a promising build-up. Bullet ploughing through the middle. That's a lovely, neat pass. Well, that defending is unapologetically persistent. It's almost personal, and it had to be. Lahm is flagged offside. Mbappe. Ronaldinho. Good ball, good take. And this is Ronaldinho. Knocks it into space. And the whistle's gone, presumably for offside. Rijkaard. That's an imaginative pass.
He looked rushed. He should have waited for some movement. Well, he got rid because he was under pressure.
So here comes a substitution.
I think you have to admire his willingness to keep plugging away, but the manager has done him a big favour, I think, by taking him off. You know, he was looking very, very leggy.
And that is expertly dealt with. Bullet with his sights permanently trained on that bottom corner. Lahm. Little pass back. Looking to pass their way up the pitch. And that should get the job done. Oh, he's managed to get himself offside. And it's Ronaldinho. Duke, with 2 goals already to his name, engages and forces him off the ball. Vieira. Time added on, 4 minutes. Lampard. Lahm looking to hit the byline here. Oh, nice touch. Hangs in a cross. And the goalkeeper's got a good palm to that. Mbappe getting this one clear. Otto has created 1 goal already. Otto, and he's managed to get free. And we're done. They are pumped. Boy, they're pumped. A tough win earned through the power of will. So bring it on. Hype, expectation, emotion. The game yet to kick off. The excitement already palpable. There's nothing quite like match day, especially here. This crowd doesn't do ordinary, and we should be in for something very special. So we're very much on the way now.
Well, this 4-4-2 formation is often used in the modern era defensively, but it used to be the gold standard of formations a generation or so ago, Peter, and it does allow the fullbacks to play a key role in attack.
Yeah, they offer most of the width, don't they?
Exactly. You want them to be high up the pitch so they can get themselves into the final third whenever possible. This will, of course, ask an awful lot of the centre halves and the central midfielders, who need to drop into position and cover the spaces.
Kaká looking to receive it in space. And here's Mbappe. Well, that is good. Super running, sharp movement. Came up against a defender, though, who was ever so determined. And that should get the job done. And the counter is on. Bellingham. Well timed, excellent interception. And it's Neymar. Jim, which player is best equipped for this game?
Well, Peter, I've been hugely impressed with what I've seen so far from this guy, Jude Bellingham. You don't become a regular at one of Europe's leading teams at 17 unless you're very, very special. And he's the epitome of, if you're good enough, you're old enough.
Yeah, I'd have picked him too. No doubt the fans feel much the same way. Ball swung in. Well, the clearance is short. Well, they've got it back in a hurry. Hernandez.
Well, it seems as if the message has been issued by both managers: don't concede the opener.
Well, that defending is unapologetically persistent. It's almost personal, and it had to be. Now it's Neymar. Can he get on the end of this? Well, he's ended up in no man's land. Bellingham. Eder Militao cuts out the pass.
Madrid definitely like their pressing from the front.
Yeah, it's relentless at times, Jim, isn't it? High energy, high intensity.
Standard practice nowadays, Peter. Make sure you don't give your opponents any time to think on the ball.
And that has left him in a heap. Kaká looking to be a menace in the final third.
Whatever happens, that's the kind of movement which raises hope. Well, he got rid because he was under pressure.
And here's Van Basten. Lampard. Bellingham. Now it's Cristiano Ronaldo. Chance here to counter. Can he get it through? And he's picked out the run. He's rising! Off the post! Goal! Galatasaray! And Galatasaray have the lead! Right place, right time, and a fine instinctive finish.
Well, I admire players who do that because they just don't give up on anything.
So we have the first goal.
Yeah, and just as the manager's been reminding his players, this is the time where they can't afford to let their focus slip.
Oh, that's well done, really robust. And if you have just joined us, still just one goal between them. And the score is 1-0. Odo.
It looks very much like they'd be happy to settle for this narrow lead at the break.
Camavinga. Now Mbappe. And here's Van Basten. Camavinga. Good ball, good take. Bellingham. That's a delicate pass. Odo. Pullet, never out of the action for very long. Now Mbappe. Eder Militao. And he's forced to go back. Bellingham. And it's Neymar. Engages and forces him off the ball. Lampard. And the referee has signalled for half-time. Well, there were plenty of talking points in that first half, but just the one goal. It's still anybody's game here. Galatasaray up by 1 goal at the halfway point.
There's plenty of positives to take despite the lead being so small, Peter. I think playing well, good energy, a little more composure up front perhaps, that's not too much to ask.
Galatasaray have made the crucial breakthrough and they're looking pretty satisfied at the break. Back on the way then. Galatasaray currently ahead by the smallest of margins. I have to say that was an exemplary tackle, stopped him dead in his tracks. Looks to the other side. Hernandez. Pullet can be a real threat inside the box. Deftly away. Oh, easy pickings there. Odo. Lahm. And it's Bellingham. Spread to the right. And it's Odo. Odo just loves to go forward whenever he can. Camavinga. Now Eder Militao. Alexander-Arnold. Now it's Mbappe. Gets a good foot in there. Bellingham always looking for that half a chance. And the through ball. Oh, he's bustling through. Vieira! Crossbar comes to the rescue. Alexander-Arnold clears it away. Pulls it back. Takes a shot! Brilliant! A finish right from the top draw. And there's the goal they've been looking for. Galatasaray are doing very nicely, thank you.
Yeah, and you have to say that the contrast of moods are very visible now. They really fancy themselves to go and wrap things up.
Alexander-Arnold. Pullet. Oh, that pass isn't the best. Hernandez. And it's Camavinga. Now Kaká. Alexander-Arnold. That's a cute ball. Oh, played through for the wide man. He's found a way through. Well, the defence proved infallible then, but that won't be the last they'll see of him. And it's Lahm. Lampard. Cross deflected over the goal line for a corner.
All he needs to do is to place this between the goalposts and basically let them attack it.
That has been knocked clear. Eder Militao with the clearance. Lahm tries to play it through. Nicely weighted ball. He's having a shot! Well, now it's a race for the ball. And that's been intercepted.
That's great positioning, so good from him.
Kaka. Now it's Neymar. Great vision. Lofted in. Now there's a fun. Goes for a shot! It's run loose. Who's going to get there?
The keeper was likely to need his best there, and he found it.
Bullet. Vieira has found the net here, of course. Now it's Lampard. Can he get onto this? He's picked his way through. De Ligt gets it away. It's their second corner of the game. Madrid are looking to go forward now. Well seen, saw that coming.
That was well played, well stopped.
Lahm delivers. Oh, good effort! Relentless! Just relentless! Up by 3. They have their boots on the throats of their foes. What a header! Flashed in with the crispest of contacts.
So well played, Peter. Did a great job keeping sight of the ball. Made a classic move and made it perfectly.
Galatasaray find a position of real strength now. Pedri. And that is out of play. So a bit of a revolving door here. Lots and lots of changes.
Well, his stamina was called into question then, but there's absolutely nothing wrong with his heart and the efforts he put in. He was very willing, though, not quite able.
Cross comes in. And the keeper gets his hands on it.
And he could have done himself a massive favour by just lifting his head up there. You know, it would have been a better picture of what was going on around him.
Oh, nicely intercepted.
They've got to be quick moving this forward.
Odo, a man never lacking in drive or determination. And it's Hullet. And that will be it. Galatasaray pretty much in utopia, imposing themselves in the manner. Well, football is, of course, ultimately just a game, but for the next 2 hours, it might not feel like that. The stadium is full of noise and energy. This certainly matters. Just listen to that noise. This place is definitely up for it. Let's hope we get a contest worthy of the setting. So things are underway. And that's been intercepted.
He read that really well and stopped it.
Bellingham.
He's not the type to hog the limelight, but Angelo Peruzzi is a man I always thought worthy of praise.
Well, listen, Jim, few would question his record or his reputation, but I wonder what you think stands out about him.
Well, consistency for one, Peter, but I also like the calm aura he exudes. He'll go out of his way to make everything look effortless. He firmly believes that gave him the psychological edge.
Tries to play it through. Lahm receives it in a wide position. Lahm delivers.
Out of play for a goal kick. Couch.
McAllister. Batistuta. And it's Olmo. Otto does really well there, he is strong. So no chances falling either way for the time being. And play crossfield, changing the point of attack. Tries to pass it through. Hullet. Otto. Otto puts them all in. It's loose, and there's a race, but this time, surely!
It's been pretty high-tempo stuff from the off here, Peter. A good show of intent, I would say.
Nice interception, his positioning was spot on.
Thuram.
Aimed at the far side.
Well, some are shouting for a corner, but the referee says goal kick.
Galatasaray are enjoying the lion's share of possession, but nothing yet to show for it. Oh, good read.
That was well played, well stopped. This is the time you need that pace.
Oh, now here's an interesting matchup.
Fiore. That's a sharp pass.
Collar.
Bellingham. And it's Otto. Hullet. And this is Ronaldo. Couch cuts out the pass. Alexander-Arnold. Bellingham. Batistuta. Now it's Dani Olmo. Thuram spots it and intercepts. Lahm. Oh, that's delightful. Oh, lovely feed, he is such a good mover. He's in a great position here. And there's a searching pass. Crosses it in. Saliba gets it away. Looking for the run. Now it's Batistuta. Oh, well played, well sorted out. Hullet. Plays it across. Cross deflected over the goal line for a corner.
They've got a healthy number of very tall targets to pick out from this corner.
And that has been cleared. And it's Vieira.
Vieira!
Nearly, but not quite.
Well, he's furious with himself, but at least the boss is applauding his effort then.
Half-time rapidly approaching, and it's still goalless. Now it's Vieri. He's found space here. Lampard did just about enough to come out on top there. Neither party overly willing to compromise. Oh, that's well done, really robust. Bullet with his sights permanently trained on that bottom corner. Bellingham. And this is Ronaldo. Lahm has it in a wide position. Oh, the touch is just too thick. Could really have done without that.
Pity that, because it had a decent chance of progressing.
McAllister. And Guardiol. The whistle's gone, and that's it for the first half. Well, it was a half of could-haves and should-haves, but as the whistle blows, we remain where we started. Plenty for both managers to mull over here. Some first-half thoughts?
Well, I wouldn't say it was the most potent performance, Peter, but defensively, very composed. The scoreline might still be 0-0, but I'm expecting things to open up a bit more in this second half.
So it's simmered along nicely for 45 minutes, but still no goals. It is 0-0 at half-time. And we are back underway.
Galatasaray clearly have been the better side here. So if I was to say anything to them, it would be just keep going. If it's not broken, don't try to fix it.
McAllister. Well, he's going to be disappointed with that. Lampard. Lahm is always looking to play quality balls. Lahm plays it in. Oh, good effort! Tries to get it clear.
They'll want to make the most of this turnover.
Alexander-Arnold. Now it's Vieri. Well, it didn't look good for a while, but that was brave defending, and they got away with it.
That's simply brilliant defending. They were outnumbered, but he still came out on top. Galatasaray clearly are trying to mix things up here, keeping their opponents guessing.
That has found him in acres of space.
Oh, how that cross missed everyone is an absolute mystery to me. It warranted a finishing touch.
Substitution.
And the manager can make a change for the first time in the game here.
Well, I think he'll undoubtedly add more movement and fluidity in the final third with his passing range.
Alexander-Arnold. Well, into the second half, and it's still goalless. And he was quick to react. McAllister cuts it out.
It's a decent chance to counter-attack.
Now he's got space here. Couch providing an outlet on that flank. What a throw in. He is just caressing the ball. Couch will not want to lose out here, not against this opponent. Yaya Toure, always wanting the ball, always wanting to do something different with it. He's got away. And it's been hooked away. And here's Hullet. Vieira. And he's in on goal. And this is Lamb. Goes for a shot! It's a goal!
Yeah, to see it unfold as succinctly as that, it looks telepathic.
The first breakthrough.
Well, when the going gets tough, etc., they can still turn this round, I think.
Your impression so far, Jim?
Well, it's approaching that time where you have to decide whether you stick or twist, Peter. I'm inclined to think the latter, but the boss probably has quite a few things which he has to factor in yet, so let's see.
Odo, a picture of focus and alertness. Galatasaray perhaps contemplating their next change here. Vardiol. And if you have just joined us, still just one goal between them. And the score is 1-0. Dani Olmo. Cross needs to be good. And the keeper gets his hands on it.
Well, there's plenty to like about this approach. Get your head down, keep battling away, and eventually things might change for you. If they want to counter, they could do with more speed.
And it's Lahm. Driven in. He leaps for it. And oh, he's got that completely wrong.
Substitution in progress.
Borussia Dortmund can now introduce the first of their substitutes.
Well, his stamina was called into question then, but there's absolutely nothing wrong with his heart and the efforts he put in. He was very willing, though, not quite able.
Vardiol. And they win it back again. It's an inviting-looking ball, that. Saliba gets over and intercepts. 1-0 as we head towards the end. Plays a sharp little ball here. And it's Hullet. He is through here. Great vision. Otto has the space to scheme. Very nicely done. Ball's gone out of play. Borussia Dortmund have opted to make another change here.
Well, for me, this was the obvious substitution. He'd become just a little jaded, and as a result of that, he was most likely to make a mistake. I think sometimes when the body becomes tired, the brain goes with it, and I think that's happened in this case. Galatasaray can really think about the precious seconds that took off the clock. No need to overly commit now.
Has been indicated.
Messi. Ball is over the line. It's going to be another throw. The pressing's intense, and it's paid off. And that's it. Galatasaray have held on. They have doggedly, sometimes frantically, preserved...